Hey ladies, your question about the gospel has been burning on me since we chatted quick yesterday. I wanted to just give you a couple of thoughts. I'm ready for a day of wood cutting here, and I didn't want to wait too long. I wanted to still get at it while it was fresh. But a couple things that I thought of contrasting those two stories: the prodigal son, the rooster, and the 10 virgins. The thing that stands out to me first is those 5 virgins that were knocking at the door afterwards were the ones who took God's love and mercy for granted. They didn't act. They sat on it. And the prodigal son came back with his cap in his hand and on his knees and was basically saying, look, I know I screwed up, and I'll take whatever you can give me in your kingdom again, and your farm and your inheritance, and I'll just be a servant for you, and I just want back. And so the two attitudes are quite different. One is just a taking for granted and not acting at all, and the other is a posture of humility and coming back, understanding that they had done wrong, and taking some actions to correct that. So I think that's really, really important. The other thing that stood out is God's mercy is definitely unlimited, but the scriptures really seem to keep hammering on this idea that the time is not unlimited, that there is a point, whether it's here or our first meeting with the Creator when we leave this earth, there is a point where there will be a time for one way or the other. You know, you're either on the other side of the door knocking to get in, or you're in. And I know we have a hard time grasping that because we want this all-inclusive kind of thing. And I think as long as we're willing and we're looking at how we've done life and we're saying, I've done some things that I definitely am not proud of and I want in, then God's like, open arms. But these 5 virgins seemed to be saying, I got all the time in the world. I can do things my way. I can take my time. And they ran out. One fun thing that kind of stood out as we chatted about this, even just on our team, was this idea of the 5 virgins that had the full lamps, and they said, no, sorry, we're not going to share. And we're like, well, why didn't they share? It seems to be some prudence on their part too. If they had shared, if they had split up the oil in those 5 lamps amongst the 10 lamps, the whole thing was only going to burn for half the time. And so by not splitting up the oil, they maximized the time that those lamps were going to be burning because they didn't know when the bridegroom was coming. And had they split it up, there was a possibility that all of them would have run out. And so there's a wisdom in those 5 virgins who kept the oil full in their lamps, waiting. While I was in Mass, the one thing that was occurring to me was just not the lamp or the oil or, which virgin are you, but what am I paying attention to? Where's my attention? Am I focused on God's call? Am I focused on building His kingdom? Or am I tending to other things in my life that are not going to get me closer to Him, that are not going to be serving the least? So it's all about awareness and attention. I hope some of those thoughts help. I'm going to go cut some wood for the winter. Love you guys. I'm glad that you came and asked me. I love noodling this stuff around. Love to hear what Father Ignacy said as well. So I hope this helps. We'll see you guys next week.